Hey guys, it's me, Nikki again, and we're gonna have another episode of Cooking in Provoville. And today is just gonna be a simple and easy spaghetti and meatball recipe. So you're gonna need a large pan to cook your meatballs. I like to put mozzarella in my meatballs, so this is optional, mozzarella. And then these are all the seasonings that I use: garlic powder, seasoned salt, onion powder, ground pepper. You need spaghetti, of course, an egg, and this is gonna go in your meat to hold your meatballs together. Cooking spray. I like to spray that so my meatballs don't stick. Parmesan cheese. I sprinkle a little bit of that in there as well. Diced tomatoes. I'm trying this for the first time, and this is optional as well to just drop into my spaghetti sauce. Traditional breadcrumbs, onions, bell pepper, and of course spaghetti sauce. And you can use any type of spaghetti sauce that you want. I use the ragu mushroom and green pepper, and then this is the regular mushroom here, or I'll use the vegetable one that they have as well. So any sauce that you would like. So while you're cutting up your recipe, go ahead and just fill your pot and put it on high heat so that it can start to boil. Once you're finished mixing up your ground beef and making your meatballs, you'll be able to drop your spaghetti in the pot so that it can boil. So as always, I like to chop up my vegetables, and this gives my ground beef a lot of flavor. I normally add Italian sausage as well, but I didn't have any this time. So this is what I use to put in my meatballs. So now you're going to take your onion and do the same as you did with your bell pepper. So now that your vegetables are cut up and just set on a plate, you're going to go ahead and start just seasoning your ground beef. And I just kind of season and just kind of smell as I season, just to see, because of course you can't taste it to see if it's seasoned enough. But so you just kind of gotta, you know, gauge your seasoning. I don't have like definite measurements of my seasons. I typically just season as I go, and that's like with all my cooking. I don't really measure unless it's a new recipe. So you're gonna go ahead and just season and mix it up. Most people don't like to put their hands in ground beef, so you are free to spoon it if you want. So now that you got all your seasons in, so now that you have all your seasonings, your bell pepper and your onion mixed in, go ahead and add in your breadcrumbs. And the breadcrumbs and egg basically hold the meatball together. Those two together just hold the meatball together. Go ahead and put that in at this time. And if you feel that you need a second egg, you can go ahead and just add the second egg. Typically I use about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of ground beef, and I typically only use 1 egg. So any more than 1.5 pounds of ground beef, you use 2 eggs, just to make sure that your meatballs don't fall apart. Okay, so when it comes to spaghetti and lasagna, pastas that have like the marinara sauce, I love Parmesan cheese. So I just sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese in my meat and just kind of mix it in. So now that your meat is all seasoned and you've added your additional, like I added the Parmesan, now all that is done, you're going to basically start to roll your meatballs. So you're going to take your pan and just spray with a little bit of cooking spray, or if you have some vegetable oil, just rub it on there, or you can use olive oil as well and just rub the pan with that. And this is just to prevent your meatballs from sticking in the oven. So I like mozzarella in my meatballs as well, so I like to stuff my meatballs with mozzarella. So this is the mozzarella cheese, and then you just take, you guys, hope you guys can see this. Just want to take a little bit of ground beef, and depending on the size that you want your meatballs, it will determine how much ground beef you use. And basically I kind of roll in a ball and I press a hole like this. So I press my hole, so now it's like a little thumbprint, and I just place my cheese in there and then just roll it over. So now you have a perfectly round meatball with the mozzarella on the inside. Alright guys, so this is what your meatballs will look like once they're all rolled up. And like I said, the mozzarella cheese and the Parmesan cheese is optional. You don't have to put that in there. You can just season it with the seasonings that I have here, and you can add your Italian seasoning and dried basil as well. I just didn't put it in this time, but those two seasons you can add as well. So now you're going to go ahead and just take your meatballs and you're going to pop them in the oven, and your oven should be preheated to 350. And this is going to cook for about after 15 minutes, check it. And then probably about another 10 minutes. So about 25 minutes total. Okay? So, your pot that you're going to cook your pasta in should be at about a boil. And you're going to go ahead and add in your spaghetti noodles. Okay, so now we're going to check our meatballs. They've been on for about 15 minutes. Don't be alarmed if some of the meatballs popped open because of the cheese, but this is what they look like after about 15 minutes. So these I think are about done. So probably give them maybe 5 minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and just take them out. Meanwhile, my noodles are done, so I'm going to go ahead and take those off the stove and of course strain them in a colander. And typically I let mine kind of just strain, and then I'll rinse them in warm water. I know some people say don't rinse them, some people say rinse them, but I always rinse mine just out of habit. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse these off. Okay, so I use 70-30 ground beef, but it still, as you can see, made a decent amount of grease. So I'm gonna just pick them up. If you have a tongs, it'll be better, and just put them in here and just kind of drain the grease. Alright, so I've strained my pasta, and I'm making a mess, excuse me y'all. I've strained my pasta, so now I'm gonna go ahead and just add in my spaghetti sauce. And just stir it till your spaghetti is covered. gonna drop in meatballs. Alright guys, so my spaghetti has simmered for about 10 to 12 minutes, and this is basically just to heat up your spaghetti sauce. So now it's all done. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick and easy spaghetti and meatball recipe, and we will talk to you guys a little bit later.